Hi Jamie, thanks so much for coming in today to talk to us about human evolution, in particular cultural evolution and the development of stone technologies. Could we start by talking about what that term cultural evolution actually means?
So cultural evolution is basically the passing of knowledge from one generation to the next. And it's also really important to note that cultural evolution and biological evolution are really closely interrelated.
Right. Okay, so you wouldn't study human evolution without studying both parts?
No, the one doesn't exist in isolation.
Awesome. And I see that you've brought 3 different types of tools with you today, the different shapes and different sizes. Would you be able to tell us a bit about the tools and perhaps the periods that they belong to?
Definitely. So this one here is a hand axe from the lower Paleolithic era, and that has 2 different stone cultures associated with it, the Oldowan and the Acheulean.
Right.
And this one is Acheulean.
Right, okay, so the Acheulean being the newer tool culture within the lower Paleolithic period. Awesome. And the middle tool?
So the middle tool is a flake from the middle Paleolithic era, and that is about 200 to 400,000 years old.
Okay. And then the one right on the very end?
So this one is a spear shaft straightener, and this is from the upper Paleolithic era, and this one is about 100,000 years old.
Wow. Okay, so probably, well, in fact, the only tool culture associated with Homo sapiens.
It is indeed.
Awesome. Very cool. So they are different shapes and different sizes, as I referred to before. Does that help you to categorise them into the different time periods?
Absolutely. So as time goes on, the technology advances, the workmanship becomes more and more refined.
Right.
So you can see the axe on the end is a little bit more basic in its form, and then the flake in the middle, that is actually a result of a core being struck.
Okay.
So you can see that hominids are recognising different resources that they can incorporate into their tools and use as tools.
So the flake, before this middle Paleolithic period, it struck off the core. What happened to the flake in that time period?
That was actually discarded.
Right, okay.
Wasn't used as a tool.
So the working of the flake then kind of marks the transition between those 2 periods, the lower and the middle Paleolithic.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And what about the very end tool? How do you differentiate that as being a part of the upper Paleolithic period?
So you can see that this is a different resource. So this is actually a cast, but it is a deer antler.
Right.
So you can see this is Homo sapiens using a different resource as a tool.
Okay.
So in this case, bone.
Yeah, awesome. I see there's some markings on this tool as well. Does that give us any insight into the way that hominids were developing?
So yeah, you can see some decoration on here, some carving. So you can see that this in turn means that it's not just having tools as a method of survival. It's also becoming a form of communication as well.
Awesome. Wow, thank you so much for coming in today.
No problem.